Okay. Oh, so many boxes now. I've got so many different boxes. Oh, some would say too many boxes. I've got too many boxes, and all kinds of things are going on. Doopty doopty doo. Yeah, that can go here like that. Yeah, that. Let's see. Oh, okie dokie. Now, 9 million boxes with chats in them, so that's a great start. Um, oh yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Do 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 do. Right, wicked. Let's just close all these. Close that and close that and close that and close that. Ah, I think we're all live. I think everything is live. I think we're live here. I think we're live there. I think it's live over there. And I am going to miss every single chat that does happen, if any chat happens, which it almost certainly won't. But, you know, good, cool, top bananas, everything's set up. So today is the first attempt of using many sites all at the same time to increase my scuffness multiple times over. Right, so going from the standard kind of really scuff to just like true unadulterated scuffness. Today, though, hope everyone's okay. I'm stressed. Had a terrible day at work. It was awful. Not for any particularly major reason, just, you know, it was work. Apparently, I've been followed by someone with a very exciting name. I'm sure they're not a bot. On the other place. Where was the other place? That one's VStream. That's VStream, that place, right? Anyway, yeah, so this should be the first time when I'm saying hello to Twitch, and it's the second time that I've been saying hello to VStream, and many times on the other one. So we're going to be playing some Alien TTRPG solo today, and yeah, cool. So without further ado, hopefully you can see. I presume you can see. I'm just going to have to guess. Just going to have to assume. I'm also going to have to assume that I'm not muted because, again, I'm using a different bit of software. I don't think I'm muted. I think if I pressed that, I was muted. Okay, cool. So I'm not muted at the moment. We're good. There's sound coming out of me. There could be sound coming out of the system. So I use Foundry for my role-playing stuff. This is the Alien role-playing system. We once again will be playing as Kane Riley. Kane Riley is an awful human being. Kane Riley is a corporate gentleman. He's all about the company. He believes in the company. He loves the company. The company is life. The company is service. The company is everything to him. His personal agenda. So when I went through, I didn't even pick he's really just kind of a good guy, but he's doing what the corporation tells him to do because he's got to do it, right? Because they've got his family or they've got some evidence on him or something like that. No, this guy is like all out, just, he's in it for the money. He's in it for the greed. He's in it for the change. So yeah, he sucks. So he's going to be fun. And did we have this laid out in a nice way? No, we don't have it laid out in a nice way. So stats-wise, really good with the wits, pretty good with the empathy, and you know, kind of rubbish at everything else. And skill-wise, we've kind of really gone into manipulation. And his special skill is personal safety, which means he can get someone else to get themselves in the way of fire for him. And I've forgotten how all the game system works, so that's good. That's a great start. And yeah, this will be exciting. I'm not going to go very long because, as I said, it's been a bad day. So last time we decided that Kane was going to the world Meon PVL5, and once he gets there, he is going to perform a final assessment, which is already decided. So a final assessment and then shut down the facility. It's a mining operation. It's about under 3,000 people on it. So yeah, that's quite a few people on this settlement. Half a dozen drilling sites floating around the planet, plus a orbital facility. So yeah, and we said that there are these 3 characters on board. a colony marshal who is something of a deeply unpleasant person, who felt like they were probably going to be of great help to Kane. Then we had Orvar, who is the site administrator, and they seem to have some kind of weird relationship with somebody, right? So Orvar was downsized a little while ago at a previously underperforming operation. However, they were not demoted. Instead, they were assigned to a similar role here at Meon Installation. They dress in high-end corporate fashion and wear much cheap perfume. Orvar is a calm person and always seems to have an interesting tale to tell. They appear friendly, yet are working in opposition to Riley's interests. So that's them. And then we've got Fen, head of extraction operations. So they're kind of like the head roughneck in town. Fen was on a corporate core world and got their position due to their mother's importance in the company. So they're kind of like a golden boy, a mama's boy, and they've been assigned to this cushy role in charge of the roughnecks, and they are very not quite the person that you would expect to be in charge of a group of hard-working miners and technicians and that kind of thing. He's brave and oblivious. If it weren't for family contacts, it's clear that they would not have got very far within the organisation. Fen is operating with some kind of high-level objective, but is unclear and has a plan. And then we basically went through a mutiny where I seem to have lost most of those details, but yeah, he's on the final approach to Murphy's Crack, which is the name of a space station. There's a mutiny on the ship, so he he talked down this Jane Wilson, who was the captain of the ship, and yeah, he overdid the mutiny, and he's basically he's recommended the entire crew. He's going to recommend the entire crew for re-education and forfeiture of shares. So that will suck for them. And yeah, he's been picked up by the colony ship. Well, by a ship for the colony. It's just a small transport. It's got, has it got one or two pilots? I guess that's a quick, so we should just go directly into discrepancy. We're using Mythic GM emulator for figuring things out. So we've got the Mythic GM emulator as per normal. And yeah, top bananas. Let's do a few scenes. This first scene. So, scene 2. How do we reckon it's going to start? Well, I reckon it's going to starts with the transport landing on the space station, right? So that's how I expect the scene to start, and now we'll test the scene. Oh yeah, do we think that the chaos rating went up or down? I think chaos rating went up, right? Yes, Riley managed to arrange it so that he got onto the ship, but things were touch and go for a little while. So let's check this scene. So that goes up. Scene alteration roll. See how it goes. 7. Scene proceeds normally. Right, cool. So we've arrived on the station, and question: have I populated the character list? I have populated the character list. Good. So we're on the colony. Is the station run down and dirty? Question mark. We can copy, put this into our fake question. Is the station run down and dirty? Chat. It is 78. No, it's not run down and dirty. So, going by our expectations, if the station isn't run down and dirty, then it's probably lots of beige, much like in the Alien the original Alien movie with like all the kind of beige seating, lots of beige seating in the kind of reception area for landing. I look around and it's kind of like, well, this is kind of a surprise. And the person who's with us, let's get a random name generator. Open new window. Random name generator. So I always use the same place, right? Fantasy name generator. First one that comes up. Fantasy name generators. So we'll go for real names. Where do we think this person's probably come from? They've probably got. No, let's go for a Middle Eastern name. Iranian names. Yeah, cool. Pilot's name is Karim Rhea. So they've got a Rhea on their little flight patch. So Riley turns to the pilot, and so it's far nicer here, Rhea, than I would have imagined it. And Rhea kind of looks at him and kind of is I guess fake question is Rhea hostile towards Riley? Question mark, right? Yes. Right, so yes. So he's like, how am I supposed to know? This is the executive section for business customers. He goes, and Riley turns around. Well, I'd expect nothing less. Very good. Do you know what's the routine here? He says, pulling out a data pad and checking something. And he goes, well, there should be a team here shortly to process you. And as he says that, two people arrive. One of them kind of like in coveralls, the other one in a nice a nice suit, right? So one of them is Orvar. So Orvar's there in a high corporate fashion. It looks very nice, but it's kind of like last season. And Sandeep is the person next to him, she's a gruff looking woman with a wound down one side of her face, where she's clearly taken some kind of shrapnel or something, or a burn. And Riley heads over to them and is more than happy to have this initial start. He's like, great, nice to meet you. They're like, Orvar is very energetic and engaged with the conversation, and he's like, oh yes, great to have you here. Really looking forward to you having a look around the station and check out the facilities. And Riley's like, yes, indeed. I'm very eager to check out the facilities. I'm sure it's going to be thrilling. And oh yes, of course, it'll be wonderful. And Riley's kind of looking the two of them over. Can we just check the ID pass? And Riley pulls out a kind of a beautiful ebony business card, which she kind of hands over to them, and they kind of take it and plug it into the beepity boopity scanning thing, and the beepity boopity scanning thing goes, okay, if you just put your finger here, and he puts his finger on the big boopity beepity scanning thing, and it goes, yep, this is beep boop, this is Kane Riley. And Kane is like, of course it is. Who else do you think would have come on the ship? I mean, well, we did hear about the incident that occurred up there, so you can never be too careful. And the pilot kind of grunts in their direction, Orvar turns around and goes, "You're excused, Karim. Thank you for picking Mr. Riley up. It was a very very appreciated. Thank you. Um, and Karim heads off, right? And let's just make sure we bolded that so we can find it later when I invariably forget where everything is. So does Orvar want to? Does Orvar want to? What's the word? Chill out, relax, socialize before getting down to business. Let's have a look. Just copy the question. Interface questions. Definitely. Okay, so Mr. Riley, I'm so happy to have you here. We've arranged a little kind of a visit and a tour for you. And Riley kind of already feels that this is going to be an awful waste of his time. But, I think in this initial situation, he's going to be willing to go along with it. And they take him out on the tour. And it's initially there's the kind of, this is the landing bay. And he's like, yes, I know this is the landing bay. I'm here. And I arrived in a shuttle, implying to me that this is the landing bay and this is the reception for the landing bay. And they're like, well, yes, of course. Of course you're aware of that. How silly of me. And then it follows up by going, okay, right, this is the promenade. There are lots of there's a handful of people going around. Mostly it's just like James's guns and ammo store, Dave's Dunkin' Donuts, Wayland Yutani Beer Emporium, the old corporate bar, right? Lots of stuff like that. It's all, there's probably a Lawson's there, a 7-Eleven, owned by, Lawson's probably owned by Wayland Yutani, 7-Eleven's probably owned by Walmart. It's all very much that kind of thing. It's like everything's a chain. Everything is kind of like paid. There's kind of two prices on everything. So there's like there's a price for dollars, and there's a price for corporate, the company script, right? As these installations are predominantly corporate towns, so to speak. So everyone gets paid in corporate cash, and they pay for everything in corporate cash. And the company doesn't need to pay anybody any real money. And that's the way, they like it, right? Yeah. So, the tour continues. I just changed the size of the window. I didn't want to do that. Quick, extensions. Window resizer. Go back to the correct size. There we go. So, yes, Grand Tour. And Grand Tour and so scene, right? Scene 3. I reckon this is reduced for chaos factor. Nothing exciting is going to happen just yet. No. Will it? Won't it? I think maybe it will. Let's leave it at 6 for a moment. Bin those two conversations. Boom. We'll stay here. So let's go. Does anyone interrupt the tour? Right? That seems like a reasonable question. Does anyone interrupt the tour? A fake question. Donk. Anyone interrupt the tour? 98. No. In fact, the station seems unusually quiet. Right, Riley's been on a few stations before. He turns around and goes, why does it seem so quiet around here?" He says, looking left and right and up and down after probably about a half hour of this guided tour around the place. It's like, they're all kind of busy doing this and that. It's peak hours at the moment. And the question there is it peak hours at the moment? Is it peak hours? 20. Yes, it is peak hours. Okay, right. So it is peak hours. So, I think Riley, does anyone interrupt? No, it's incredibly quiet. All right. Quiet. Also, so it's incredibly quiet. It's apparently, out of hours. It's peak hours for work, peak work hours. And they are incredibly understaffed, right? Ah, yes, the understaffing. Yes, I remember reading about that and all of our terms. And it goes, well, are you? I hope that you're here to help with that situation. And Riley looks at them and goes, yes, of course, help with that situation. Well, we'll see what we could do when we finish with this assessment, won't we? If you're lucky and everything comes out fine, I'm sure you won't have any problems. They go, oh, that's wonderful. Is this worth a roll? I don't think it's worth a roll. So they eventually kind of finish up the the tour. Here's our bar. Here's the refining center. And Riley kind of covers his mouth and he's like, yes, indeed. Wonderful. I'm so excited by your very high tech and positive and functioning system here. Yes, it's great. Wonderful. Can we move on? Yes, of course. Here are our internal labs. Here's the kind of a science area. Here's the primary shipping area. So it's kind of like whilst the shipping area that Riley came in was quite nice and it was very shiny and lots of beige. Now in this section of the ship, it's very kind of like brown. There's weird steam coming out of places. The doors have kind of like the kind of bottom of this area kind of opens up, and so that the ships can just drop down to the planet and then come back up. So it's very, very industrial, very mechanical, very what we expect. And this leads directly into the processing plant. There's a brig. There's the marshal. This is our security station up here. From here, we can monitor pretty much everything that's going on in all the rigs. And Kane's like, very good. I do like being able to monitor what's going on, and it's very helpful, no doubt, in your role as a marshal. And he's like, yes, really useful. No, anyone currently in custody? And no, at the moment we're doing pretty well. There are some drunks in the drunk tank at the start, but we normally cycle them out as quickly as possible so they can get back on shift and start doing stuff. Good. Any other issues that might concern us? So let's go. Any other issues that might concern us? This is asking the marshal. Any other issues? 30. Yes. Okay. Yes, there are. No, okay. I think there are probably one or two issues there might be. Yes, we currently have a narcotics problem on the station, and there's a general problem with fighting and low-level arms trade, but nothing that isn't expected in our line of business, and B, not controllable. I think at the current moment, we can probably we're happily keeping a handle on all the issues that are occurring. Like, okay, well, that's very good. Then I'm very good. He kind of he jots down some notes on his pad. In this area, you can see people in like yellow coveralls doing work. There are people just coming back in from an airlock with bulky spacesuits on, and they kind of reach for the end of the tour, kind of like going up these wee rickety lifts. And there's definitely kind of like a clear distinction between the corporate management area of the space station and the roughneck side of the station, the industrial manufacturing plant side of the station. This is medical. There's kind of like a doctor, the doctor and nurse. They're kind of like working away. There's a pharmacist. It's all billed by the hour. And, there's a lot of questions about, how's it covered by the company medical insurance? Okay, fine. That's okay. Right, yeah. In making notes and all this kind of general stuff. And I think then we transitioned for next scene. Next scene is arrive at the meal. The next scene we arrive at Arvor's kind of his entertaining quarters. That was the word I was looking for earlier. His entertaining quarters. So we're getting to the entertaining quarters, and the Kaz would sit down around the table. There's someone dressed up like they're a waiter. It doesn't look like they're normally a waiter. Riley expects that it's the PA of Arvor's PA. So what's Arvor's? Is it Arvor's PA? Oh, wait. Hold on. We forgot to test the scene. Now, I think the chaos rating comes down after this one, right? Chaos rating comes down. So chaos rating now 5. Scene alteration. To chat. 4. Interruption event. Ooh, something happens. NPC action. Ooh. Pursue. Ooh. Goals. Someone's attempted to pursue a goal. Okay, so there's an interrupt scene. Interrupt scene. Pursue goals. Which NPC? So we roll on a character list to see which NPC it is. 7, choose or roll again. We'll roll again. Orvar. Okay. Interrupt scene. Orvar pursuing goals. We're with Orvar, so that doesn't make any sense. Roll or choose again. Meon's rigs. Okay, right, cool. Something's happening with Meon's rigs, right? Meon's rigs. Pursue goal. So I think, well, let's have a quick roll of some other bits and pieces to see what's going on. What do we think? Is there a goal? Motivations? Probably. Let's see. General actions and motivations. We'll have a look around these two. General actions. 33. Energetic. Okay, that doesn't really help us very much, does it? Motivations. 65. Mysterious. Deceive. So trying to hide something mysterious, right? Trying to hide something mysterious. So this is Fist being the alien universe. We could kind of guess it'll either be one of a few things. Is it, and this is for us to think about for a question, is it corporate? Is it hostile corporate? Alien relics, not necessarily alien stuff or sciencey stuff. So let's ask, well, even if it is hostile corporation, it could still be one of the other two. Mysterious, and because it's mysterious, I don't think like it would just be a hostile corporation on its own. I suspect that there needs to be some kind of other thing going on. And every now and again, I just check all my little numbers, see if there's anyone about, and the computer's just not telling me. But no, okay, we're still good. There's still no customers. We're customer free of customers. At some point, I should probably play a computer game. But one day. I mean, number one, I've got to find a computer game that I like enough to play. And then I just forget about everyone because I become hyper focused. So let's just ask the question, right? Fake question. Is it an alien site? To chat. No, it's not an alien site. So we'll go, it's sciencey stuff, right? So because it's exceptionally, I might go, there's a hostile corporation black science site on one of the rigs, and they have increased their security level and sent someone to keep an eye on Riley. Because they're worried that they're there to interrupt the science that they've got going on. Do you think there's a good one for what kind of science? So one of the good things that you have when you're using the book, of course, as opposed to using just for random table, like you got here in the Mythic GME, is that when you're using the book, you can have a quick look at what's in the lists, right? So you can have a quick look at, say, like, what's in the action list? Am I interested in the action list? Maybe, maybe not. Am I interested in the descriptor list? Maybe. Anyway, but yeah, we just have to hit some buttons and figure out. So, yeah, keep an eye on Riley. And they've increased their security level and sent someone to keep an eye on Riley, right? So the question is, what kind of science are they doing? Now, let's be frank. There's like a handful of sciences that would be interesting. I think bioweapons, always exciting, always on brand for Alien. And in bioweapons, I'd include like narcotics and stuff like that, right? I don't think there will be any weapons research because it's just an outback colony. Its primary resources are probably people, because we have to find there are no aliens on the planet. Maybe there's a bacteria on the planet, right? And we're working on weaponizing it, right? Okay. Bacteria on the planet for the corporation is working on weaponizing. Cool. We'll find out more terrible things about this bioweapon soon, I expect. But yeah, so what they're doing in the interrupt scene, so it's kind of like a cut scene to another part of another movie, right? You get to see like there's a the bottom halves of two, the kind of boots of two people, and they're kind of voiceover. All right. It appears that they've sent an auditor here. What do you think they're here for? Probably just shutting the dump down. But we should probably keep an eye on them just in case. No, very well. Have Mitchell keep an eye on them. Right. So have Mitchell keep an eye on them. I think that adds a character, right? Mitchell, who's the agent. Mitchell. Hostile corporate agent. Right, update that. And we've got, I feel, not combat actions, thread list. Right, thread list. Hostile corporate science operation. Cool. Save. Update. Okie dokie. Let's close that. Cool. So, after that little interruption scene, we arrive at the meal. And have a little sip of his Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. What are all these little buttons? View your live stream on the web. No, I don't need to. Go to the live dashboard. I'm sure that'll be thrilling. Right, now then, with that out of the way. Dinner. Yeah, so we're at the dinner. We need a name for the assistant, right? We need Arvo's assistant's name. What's their assistant going to be called? What area shall we take their name from? Let's go European. Let's go French. And we'll go for. Oh goodness. We'll go for so do Arvors. I don't even know where that name came from. It's a terrible name. Arvars? Orvar. Not Arvor. Orvar. Orvar's assistant will be Celia Vale. I don't know how French pronounce anything. I barely know how English people pronounce anything, let alone French people. Yeah. So we have some small talk, right? Now, I think at this moment, the small talk is Orvar going to try and bring Riley into a conspiracy? Question mark. Fake question. Donk donk. I think it's kind of unlikely straight away, but let's see. No. Okay, not yet. Not yet. Is Orvar going to ingratiate, this won't be how we spell ingratiate themselves with Riley? They're definitely going to try, but whether or not they're actually going to. Now, I find it unlikely that Orvar will win over Riley, but we never know. No. Orvar, Riley is having none of it. This saves me from having to actually do a skill roll, because that would require me to make some kind of character sheet for Orvar, and then remember how rolling skills in Alien works. So it's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Is there a nice view of the planet? I reckon there's a nice view of the planet. There's a nice view of the planet below. There's a nice view of the planet below. So Riley's like, so how's the operation going? What are your numbers? Well, surely you've seen the numbers that we've sent to headquarters. He's like, yes, I've seen those. But what are the real numbers? And Orvar's like, whatever you mean. Those are the accurate numbers. Yeah, of course they are. So, what do you plan to do if you end up back in the core worlds? And Orvar's like, oh well, it'll be fine. There's not a huge amount for me to do. And I think basically, they have this meal. I doubt Orvar's going to do anything ridiculous, but you never know, right? Let's give Orvar the benefit of a. Is Orvar going to try anything outrageous? Question mark. I think this is very unlikely. You never know. 60, no. Because if by very outrageous, I'd be like, try to drug him, try and blackmail him there and then. But no. Here's a question. Does Orvar know anything useful about Riley? Question mark. Let's take that. Fake question. Donk. Does he know anything? 39. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. What does he know? I presume traits and flaws is probably a good thing for that he might know. Or maybe background. We'll give both of them a roll and see which one's more exciting. So, intellect, combat, that's not very interesting. Background, danger, double danger. That's okay. So Orvar knows that Riley is not the kind of person that's sent to a site in order, sent to a site without bad news following them. Every site they have visited has either been downsized or shut entirely. Downsized, shut entirely, or liquidated, or sold to a third party. Either it's spelled the other way around. All of which would be bad. So because Orvar is particularly snivelly and kind of here. Oh, would you like one of my cigars? They're Cuban. Oh, please, yes, of course. And he takes a cigar. I mean, have a little smoke for cigars, and it's all very civilized. I should probably have notched the chaos factor up after the interrupt scene. But that's fine. So, I reckon the next scene is going to be the next day. Riley is... Where do we think Riley will want to visit? Riley is viewing this... Is in operations. That's what operations, reviewing the station's system logs, right? Next day, Riley's in operations, reviewing the station system logs. That's the expected scene. So I reckon chaos went. So where were we? Right, we were here, and chaos was 6, right there. With the transport, it started. So chaos went up to chaos 6, right? Chaos 6, and then by the end of scene 2, chaos came down to 5. And at the end of the interrupt scene, chaos went up to 6, right? We're still in the interrupt scene. Here's the interrupt scene. Still going, right? Okay. And then chaos goes back down to 5, right? Because I don't think chaos goes down to 5. Not a very exciting scene. Nothing went wrong. We're at a chaos to 5. So we do a scene alteration to chat. 3. Scene was altered. Okay. How do we think it was altered? So he doesn't go. Riley doesn't go next day. So the scene is altered, and I think it's the next day. Riley is in medical reviewing the medical records. Right. That's where we are. So we don't know who the doctor is. So who is the ship's doctor? Question mark. Let's go for background for ship's doctor. Tradition. Fortunate. Okay. Tradition and fortunate. The tradition could mean old-fashioned. Fortunate to still have their job. The doctor is an old timer towards the end of their useful career. Weird to see someone like that out here. Though it turns so we take a further look at their logs, and their logs kind of indicate that they've got some black marks against their logs, right? It appears though that they have some black marks against their record, and are lucky to even have a job and not be on the streets. Streets of some backwater hellhole in the periphery. That's something that that's going to be like a big thing that I do when I do start it, is going to be Battletech. Right. The only thing that I need to figure out is where I can put the maps and how many maps I can fit where I put them, right? So that should be fun. We've got the Flex AI, which is a way of simulating NPCs and opponents and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So right, so they're traditionalists, but they're lucky to still have a job. Identity, radical. That doesn't fit, does it? Radical. That's hilarious. Okay, well, I'm radical. I think they're secretly they are revolutionary. Working for the what do we think a revolutionary group is? They're probably like free worlds people, right? So they're probably working for the anarch the liberational collective of thinkers, right? We don't know this. This is a secret, but yeah, I don't know this. This is a secret. Let's double check those chats. See if no good. We're still lonely, chat. We're still lonely, but we're cool with that. We're perfectly happy with that situation. Right, now then, what are we doing and where are we doing it? I don't know, I've clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, here we are, back here. Happy days. Secretly, they're revolutionary, working for the liberational collective of thinkers, right? It does say radical, so I reckon that they're willing to blow stuff up, right? They're willing to blow stuff up. Personality? Let's have a look. Free, aggressive. This is like the worst doctor in the universe. Aggressive and rude. Aggressive and rude. Yeah, cool. That doesn't need any extension. What do they look like? The character elements are pretty good. Equipment? What? Strange. That doesn't help. Appearance. Let's try again. 40. Okay. Scholarly. Okay, right, we can work with that. Although, ironically, that's kind of very similar, because you could say that headwear is equipment. Whatever. They've got that thing that you... So they've got... they have a weird headset that has a monocle magnification system on it that they use for they use for, what's it called? Diagnosing victims, not victims, the other one, patients. And they're wearing stereotypical. They're wearing the standard blue coveralls and apron of the corporation's medical division. Swish. What else do we know about them? What conversation are we going to get into? Grateful. Man, it doesn't sound like that one. We've already seen that. Loud. I mean, the second one seems about right. Conversations. Let's try again. Awkward and intolerant. Okay, right. In the background, they're going on about how much they hate roughnecks on this station and how they're all dodgy workers from non-core worlds, and how they should be sent back to their own star systems. He's like a proper he's weird. He's a really weird character. He's probably not like that. His intolerance is probably towards stupid people, right? That's his intolerance, or people that he perceives as stupid, that they perceive as stupid. We've not figured out whether they're a boy or a girl, or in between, or fluid, or anything. Let's roll a dice. Yeah, they're a guy. They are a guy. What's their name? That's the other question. What's their name? What? I don't know. I try not to pick ones that I'm almost certainly going to get horribly wrong if I try and pronounce them, right? So, boys, Juma. So, Juma. Juma Island is going to be their name. Juma Island. X. Let's go all the way back up here. Juma Island. Ship's Doctor. And I probably shouldn't use paragraph. We should probably use heading 2. We should probably use that for... Do we use heading 2 for all of them? I think we did. See? Wonderful. Wait. Scene 1. Oh, I was using this for them as well. Scene 1. Heading 2. Oh, was that heading 1? Heading 1. That is a heading 1. Okay. And these are heading 2s, and that's a heading 1. Okay, cool. Interrupt scene. That's a heading 1. Yeah? Okay, right. We're getting there. We'll get this all right by the end, world. We'll get this all right by the end. Interrupt scene. Scene 3, heading 2. Okay, Doctor. Right, cool. So, who's the ship's doctor? We know. Do we find anything interesting in the medical records? Question mark. Don't worry. There's no defending yourself from the prying eyes. No, there's nothing interesting in the medical records. That's interesting in and of itself. Nothing interesting in the medical records. Do we find anything interesting about the records in totality? Question mark. Are records, this is what I'm really asking, are records missing? Now, 89. No, all the records are there. No, all the records appear to be there. Okay, well, I'm going to do a Comtech. Wow. Donk, donk. So 2 6s, so that's 2 successes. And that means that they find out that some of the records are Riley identifies that a number of the records have an incorrect encryption sequence. Incorrect encryption checksum indicating that they have been tampered with. So Riley turns to the doctor and goes, "Who has access to these files?" Now, we should do a... What are the skills here? Context, survival, observation, medical manipulation, command piloting. I kind of think that... do you think an inquiry like this is observation or manipulation? We could check the book, couldn't we? Let's have a quick look. Alien rules. Load the PDF. Uh-oh. No, not that way. I wanted to make you bigger. Come along. Be bigger. Yes, that's good. It's a good little book. We want skills. The skills. And we want to check observation. So observation, world of alien, you need to be on your guard at all times or you won't live long. Use the observation skill to spot someone sneaking. You can also use a skill to spot unknown threats of any kind to learn more about it. For every extra thing you get, you can ask something more. So I guess it's not that then. Manipulation, man. Manipulation. Alien life forms may gut you without remorse, but the truly dangerous thing of the universe are corporate agents and other schemers who use lies, threats, and subtle persuasion to get what they want. Okay, this is okay, cool. So this is a manipulation role. And so we're attempting to find out why the records have been edited. Or who has edited them, or under whose orders. So let's first find out whether or not they do. 2 successes now. We were able to do an extra thingamajig for each extra success, right? Your opponent does what you want them to, what you demand, but without demanding a favour in return. Your opponent does more than you ask for. Your opponent is impressed by you and will try to help you later in some way. NPCs and PCs can use manipulation on you. If their role succeeds, you must attack or offer a deal. Okay, cool. Right. Well, the doctor is kind of nervous when it comes to being around someone like Kane. And so, let me just double check something whilst I'm here. Just click on that. Yeah, let's click on that. And then let's click on... what I find really funny is... click on that. Okay, good. Right. Just double checking. I was just double checking that I could see me, and I can see me, and I'm there. Good. Click on that. Okay, just double checking. Close this. Bye-bye. We're good. Cool. Hold on. When it goes like that, does that mean that I've angered the audio gods when it goes yellow? Maybe I have. Angered the audio gods. Angered the gods of audio. Right. Right. Indicating... Yeah, so we rolled, right? And we got an extra bonus. So I think What do they tell us? What do they know? Shall we... Let's do a couple of things, right? Oh, where did I go? Come back here, I forget it. Right. Oh, there's a names option on here. It's probably not very useful. Let's see what it says. Dava. That's pretty good for... if I do when I do, because I'm doing Traveller tomorrow, right? Unless work gets me down and I don't want to, but then we'll see. That would be useful for that, right? There's a really cool. No, I'm getting distracted. Click on that, right? So what have we got in the sci-fi card? Zap, a face concealed by tinted glass, an insubstantial mist, an overhead engine, weather gear, water recycling, desert suits. Wow. Poncho, self-warming boot, cranky old fool. Cranky old folks. Accident site. Oh, that's... okay. It could be an accident. Goodness medical argue. Goodness medical argue accident site. Okay. That sounds good. Let's put that in chat. To chat. Way. Oh, version... Okay, fine. Right. But this doesn't help answer our question, right? We should go... Who would have asked... did Arvor ask him to cover up the records? Question mark. Fake question. Donk. No, yes. No, yes. See, that's what I should do. I should go tell people that I know that they could go sit in my chat and not do anything. That'd be everyone, wouldn't it? Twitch. There we go. Maybe when I start something proper, I'll have to announce it or something. Be like, I go here for things that I do. Maybe when I start that something proper, doing, I'll have to like so. Yeah, maybe that'll be a thing. Do. Oh no, I hit Control C again. I'm so bad at using the computer. There we go. That's more like it. Way. That's for one. See, what we need to do is just convince all the little humans that I know to just do their darn job and come in and be exciting. 8. Wow. Exceptional. Yes. Okay. Yes. So yes. Why? Is Arvor working with the hostile corporation? Question mark. Back copy. Fake question. Unexpected random event. Uh-oh. Move towards a thread. Okay. Desert. Tactics. It's the wrong game, dude. It's the wrong game. There is no desert. We are not using desert tactics. This is not Dune. We are not doing for Dune. What table is that supposed to have rolled off? I think probably scene adjust. Move towards a thread. I think probably in some kind of... If I just use description, is that probably a good one? Aggressively... Free. Aggressively petite. Actions. Let's try actions. Desert tactics. Increase animal. What? But this is okay. So this is which thread do we think we're advancing? Performing our final assessment on Meon. Yeah, kind of. hostile corporate science operation. Yes, right. Oh, but it said no, he's not working with a hostile corporation. Okay, so he's trying to cover up the records just to make the place look more functional. I don't think the random event description. I don't think that helps me. Particularly not for this performing the final assessment on Meon, right? So how is this should change? This is one of those funny things, right? This is the thing where, okay. So we're moving towards closing off the final assessment on Meon. So we've if we go to here, we have discovered evidence of we've discovered evidence of what's it called? Folks, words, stuff, things. We've discovered things. Giant space cows, increased animals, aggressively petite. None of that helps. Scene adjusted, does that help? Oh no, that's not what you want to write. Add an object. Okay, well that's something to bear in mind. Locations, monsters, sounds, miscellaneous descriptors. Is that one? Random event focus. Is that one? Okay, right. I think this is probably the table. Move away from Fred. That's not the table. So right, that's for that's that. I just don't. I wonder what it rolled. I'd have to look into the gubbins, but desert tactics is useless. Aggressively petite is useless. And increase animal also useless. None of these are telling me anything useful. Actions. Let's try another action roll. Befriend. Fear. That's kind of useless. I always love it when the thing just is like, hey, here, what? What does any of it know? Your table is giving me gibberish. That would probably be a pretty good role for befriend your fear. That's, again, feels more Dune-y, doesn't it? So discovering the evidence allows us to move towards a thread. Let's check the book, right? Let's open up the book and find move towards a thread. Elements table. Narrative killing questions. Yeah. Sometimes things happen off the random tables. You're just like, I don't. Interrupt scenes. Add a character. Remove a character. Increase activity. Is this on it? No. That's the scene adjustment table. There's the random event table. Maybe I should go to the front of the book. Let's go to the front of the book. Do you want to go to the front of the book? I want to go to the front of the book. Let's all go to the front of the book. Off to the front of the book we go. Random events. 35. Page 35. I know, it's stimulating on screen, this, isn't it? Oh, you've never been so overstimulated in your entire lives. 35. Right. Ambiguous event, remote event. That's fine. New NPCs. Close a thread, move away from a thread, move towards a thread, right? So in the book, sugar, I'm covering up my head. Oh no. I could have done all kinds of weird things there. Almost certainly did do all kinds of weird things. Where are we? Right, move towards a thread. Threads are the goals and missions that the player character is pursuing. The random event table brings the PC one step closer to resolving an open thread. Roll on the thread list to see which thread. The example being the player character is a pulp era treasure hunter, exploring an ancient pyramid. During the exploration, the player runs into a random event and gets moved towards a thread, with a thread being find the ancient tomb of Anktonen. The player determines that the PC comes across a wall inscribed with a crude map of a pyramid complex, at the centre of which is a symbol that can only be the tomb itself. This is a major clue for the PC. It shows her exactly how to get to where she wants. I always find threads a bit weird when it comes to this kind of thing. Because it's kind of like, should I only move towards or away from a thread when a random event occurs? Or, I mean, I would kind of imagine that by and large, I move towards a thread as I desire. Normally, I'd have the overhead set up so you could watch me feebly fumble around the table. But sadly for you, or fortunately in this case, you just get to hear the audio record of my feeble attempts to fumble through the tables. Threads. Scenes, variations. I suppose we must just go off of page 12. Page 12. Let's go to page 12. What's on page 12? 19, 15. 15. Again, this is me getting bogged down in things that I shouldn't get bogged down in. Lists. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? And I know there isn't going to be one in the back. There's no contents page, just an index. So what we should probably do is go. Well, we haven't rolled for which thread it is, so let's roll for which thread we found out about. No, roll or choose again. Probably roll. Hostile corporate science operation. So, whilst we're looking into this, yeah, okay, right. So this kind of, okay, right. So, what we find is we get the Doctor, Dr. Juma, Dr. Island provides us with the original records. So we found out two things here. We found out that Arvor is manipulating records so that, yes, Arvor is manipulating records so they, so the station looks better and is less likely to get audited. No, they aren't working. No, this is their own operation. But so we turn around to Dr. Allinger. I would like the original records, please. And upon giving him the original records, he turns around and goes, "So what do you think this is? You've had you've had 40 incidents of unexplained aggressive behavior, right? That's probably, yeah. So you've discovered evidence of several of over 40 instances of extreme violent behavior." And so, yeah, the doctor explains, well, they came in. Are the patients, do the patients get better? Do the patients return to normal quickly? Question mark. Fake question. No. So, no, they're all in lockup on rig 7 down on the planet. Do all the instances happen on rig 7? Question mark. No. No, they are distributed across a number of rigs. The rigs move about the world's dense atmosphere. Atmosphere following the wind patterns. Right? Oh, how exciting. Were you able to identify any exotic compounds in the what are they called? Victims? Patients. Fake questions. Donk. 21. Yes. Yes. There are there's a strange contaminant. There's a strange bacterial contamination. Bacterial? Bacteria is probably a bit different. There's a strange, what should it be? Parasite? Yes, there's a strange chemical parasite. What did we say earlier on about these guys? Alien stuff, Black Corporation, bacteria, right? Okay, right. Yes, there's a strange bacteria, infection. The infection is quite common, but this is a unique version of the bacteria. Okay. Have you implemented any quarantine procedures? Question mark. Fake question. Donk, donk, donk. 58. No. No. Oh, my keyboard's running out of battery. Isn't that awesome? I hate these keyboards, right? They're these Lightspeed G whatevers, right? Because I swear their battery is tosh. But I kind of feel that it probably running out of battery on my keyboard is a sign to conclude the experiment for the day, and we'll wrap up this scene and conclude the experiment. So that's what we're going to do. Let's wrap up this scene and close the experiment. So no. So it's like no. If we implemented quarantine procedures, the speed of the operation would be impacted, and we wouldn't be able to meet our quotas. To which Riley is like, good. That's the correct approach. Has anybody died? Anybody died? Question mark. Because of course initially they thought that this was just one or two people just being violent. 9 exceptionally yes. Yes, several people have died and are being kept on rig 7. On rig 7. So with that, Riley is going to go and investigate rig 7, right? So scene Scene, what are we on? Scene 5. Yeah, scene 5. Riley will go to rig. Well, go to rig 7. Right? That's what we're going to try and do anyway. Should we just roll for the... so I also reckon that chaos rating increase. Right? Because don't think that's what we expected. And... next scene, scene operation. Yes. 4. Interrupt event. NPC action. Ruin. Tension. Okay. We should probably... okay, interrupt. Interrupt scene. NPC. Which one? Roll. No. Roll. No. Roll. For company. Okay. Interrupt scene. The company. The company's stealth frigate in orbit. In orbit of the nearby moon. Ruin tension. Tension. I only take tension around. The dark silhouette of the stealth frigate is cast against the white face of the moon. Cool. I reckon that probably just increases the chaos rating, right? Chaos rating increase. Taking our chaos rating to 7. So we'll save it there, and we will wrap up our little experiment. Little experiment has been done. Thank you very much, world. I hope you have a great time.